It is Monday morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's sunny where I'm at.
I haven't even opened my window. I've been inside. I don't know if it's sunny. I'm looking up at my window and the shades are flipped up, so I have no idea. Oh man, I'm living in the hole.
Well, I think it's just because we've been living in smoke all summer. So whenever the sun is shining, it's so
uh,
exciting.
you're right.
The
Yeah.
sun is shining.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, good morning, Jamie. How are you, girl?
I'm doing good. Doing good. My mind's a little foggy this morning, but I think I'm probably not the only one that every once in a while wakes up with a little fog on the brain.
Right, right. Hey, if you have fog on your brain on Monday morning, drop a little cloud in the comment section. A little cloud if you too have a little bit of fog going on Monday morning. I know I have something incredibly deep to talk about, and that is hair.
Oh, yes, that's deep.
Hair. So I want to know from you guys, who has naturally curly hair and who has straight hair? Jamie, is your hair, your hair has some curl to it.
Yeah, yep. Which is why, like, when I actually try and straighten it, I still have all of those, like,
Little
flyaway
flyaway.
frizzies. Yeah. I don't
Well,
even know why I try. I think because sometimes straightening it is just like giving my hair a spanking, like, fine, if you're not going to do anything, then you're going straight.
oh, I like that. Oh, I'm going to remember that next time. So yeah, we want to know, are you a straight haired girl naturally or curly haired girl? Do you fight it?
Reagan wants to know, are we talking to about her head hair or her armpit hair? Reagan.
Reagan Murray, we are not talking about armpit hair because it should not exist on women.
No, we're not going for that. I don't care how trendy that becomes. It's just not happening.
No, you can dye. I did hear about a trend of dyeing your hair. Your hair.
Oh.
I could think of that more than growing my armpit hair out.
Yeah, but I'm like, I can barely get my eyebrows plucked, let alone thinking about dyeing hair down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like an audience of one. Like, what am I doing? Like, why? I am not the girl to be talking to about those like personal grooming things,
Yeah, that's not what today's coffee talk is about. And thank you, Reagan, for bringing up the armpit hair. I'd like to, Reagan, let's all, everybody wants you to grow your armpit hair out. We may not endorse it, but we want you to grow your armpit hair out. We would love to see that.
Reagan.
And you know who I know would join you is Becky.
Oh man. And then
Shout out to Becky.
Then she could wear a She's Velvet Steel tank and post with her arms up like this,
No. I guess it is coming up on No Shave November in a month.
Oh man, right. Yeah, well, we can join in them on that, right?
I suppose. But I am curious, are you curly-haired girl or straight-haired girl on your head? Because it seems to me that those of us with curly hair want to straighten it, and those with straight hair are always trying to curl it. And why is that? Is it because we want what we don't have? Or is it just what it is and we don't need to turn it into a very deep conversation? But it is something that's interesting. My daughter has curly hair. We call it magic hair because it's curly when it's wet, but by the end of the day, it's kind of straight. And all we have to do is take a spray bottle to it, and she's got magic hair, and it goes curly again.
Interesting.
But everyone is different.
Yeah.
So
my hair is just, it doesn't ever seem like it's made up its mind. And I'm kind of a girl that likes to make up her mind. And so I'm like, I can't figure out whether you're like, you want to be curly or straight. Like, this doesn't look quite curly. So I'm going to make a decision, either you're going to be straight or curly. So
I like the straight iron being the spanking.
Right? I'm making the decision today. Jamie's in charge. Becky says it was straight now curl, and that would be the truth. My sister-in-law would love to have my hair.
Oh man.
Oh, no curl. So Becky's hair is straight, no curl. Gotcha.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's just an ongoing thing that is kind of fun. So yeah, continue that conversation. And, this week was rough, man. We started out last coffee talk. It was the day after the shooting, and I know it's been rough for me, and I know it's been rough for a lot of other people. My Facebook feed is definitely probably has more Vegas, since that's where I'm from. I see it, and there's something really beautiful that's coming out of it that I've been watching. And that's just like the town is coming together, and humanity is beautiful, the way people are supporting each other and helping each other. So definitely some positive stuff coming out of that, but no doubt people are still hurting. So continuing to pray for Vegas and all of that. This week we're really diving into something exciting. We have something very exciting coming in She's Velvet Steel. And Jamie and I have been talking about just our processes and our journey that we've been on. And really, I won't say this for Jamie, but what a ding dong I've been constantly chasing these different things that I think are going to somehow be the one. Okay, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. Or this is it. This is how I'm supposed to be. Or, it's just always almost like Solomon or something, where it's like you chase after this for happiness and you chase after that for happiness. And I don't know about you, Jamie, but I have hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. I built a successful business perceived as the top. And it was kind of like, that's okay. I still had this hole.
Yeah. I'm in the ding dong category too. If you just,
are you in the ding dong category?
Yeah, I'm a ding dong.
All of you that feel like you're in the ding dong category, put a 1 in the comments. Like,
ding dong,
ding dong.
Oh man, I'm plugging in the internet because you just did like a little success rap thing right there. On my internet. It was really cool. I don't know if anybody else heard it, but I think it's because my internet is like a little funky. So I just plugged in. It's all good.
I'm rapping this morning. It was on purpose. I got some secret talent that way. But really, I think it's so common when you talk to people like fitness. It was always nagging at me like, God, you got to get into shape, girl. You got to get into shape. And then I did. I got into great shape and arrived there, and I focused on that, and that brought a whole nother world of problems.
Yeah,
and it's like whack-a-mole. We've talked about that, where it's like, okay, you got there, but now all these other things are hurting. And then you get here, and now all these other things are hurting. Like, what is the cycle that's out there?
Yeah. What's interesting about that too, when you were saying the fitness thing, it was making me think about myself, because obviously fitness has been my life for a long time. And so I was thinking about that with myself, of pursuing fitness to bring me security. I don't think I even knew that I was doing it. I think that happens a lot. That's the other part of the ding dong, is like we are consciously pursuing some things for security and certainty and happiness. And then we're doing some things unconsciously, and then God is very kind to ding dongs and is like,
ding dong,
hello, wrong way, sister. It actually came to my mind. So I was in the fitness industry for all 4 children. Right. I worked out just as hard the first 3 and right up to delivery and all of that stuff. The third one, I got this pregnancy-induced vertigo. Really weird. But I'd be on stage and I'm like, whoa, gotta lay down. And so I wasn't able to teach anymore for my safety, and really because I wasn't being effective anymore. But so that was the first pregnancy. And then I was having contractions way too early. So they're like, you can walk and swim. I'm like, what? Like if anybody knew me prior to that, they were like, I mean, if I wasn't drenched at the end of my workout and sore all week long, I wasted my time. That was, and that's just from a trainer perspective. Let me just backtrack on that. Like, that's a totally wrong perspective. I'm just telling you all that right now. But I didn't realize that was so ingrained into me. Right. And my boss said to me, I was telling him, I at least want to try and get my foot in the door, or, keep my foot in the door, continue to go to all these things. He's like, why? I'm like, because he wasn't expecting me to do it. Right. So I'm like, why do I want to? And honestly, I didn't tell him this, but I had this get real moment. And I'm like, I think I'm afraid of what I will be without it. I'm afraid of what I won't like me without that part of my person. I really kind of accepted it as a part of me, that this hardcore fitness person. And if I'm not her, who am I? Right. And so
certain identities certain things get weaved into our identity really sneaky without us even realizing it.
Because it was just my job. Right.
Right.
And I loved motivating people and encouraging people. I didn't have this desire to be like a fitness competitor or like to have a certain look in my body. I wasn't striving for a certain body fat percentage or, my muscles to be cut a certain way. So I didn't think it was my identity.
Right.
Until I couldn't do it. Right. So I think that happens a lot too, like you lose your job. I've done that one too. And didn't realize that I attached my value and my worth to that either.
Right.
Ding dong again. So it does sneak in. There's things that there's things that we are consciously doing. And if we were honest with ourselves, we could get real about that. I think that I know we say that I'm this ultra planner, but you guys didn't even know me 20 years ago. Like seriously, like I would have planned your life for you. I was such a planner. Yeah. Like 4 children has helped with that. 3 of 4 were not planned, I really got like, okay, I know I put this planning thing in you. Let's kind of rein it in,
Let's soften it up a little.
Yeah, we need to, where's the velvet side of your planning? So I feel like I'm always being thrown these like unpredictable things, which is really good for me. It continues to grow that surrender muscle in me. But I like to use the analogy. I think Stephen Furtick first used it, and it just made so much sense to me that we get out in the middle of the ocean and we create these ships that we sail, our experiences and our talents and our skills and our direction and our plan. And it creates this sense of like confidence and I'm going in the direction God wants me to, and I'm in pursuit. I feel unshakable. And then there's this storm, right? And your ship is wrecked. And then you're like floating in the ocean, like, what was that? Like now I'm going to drown, and he's just gently going, I just never intended for you to find security and certainty in that ship that you built, like, we were using it to sail in direction, but I am your security and certainty,
Well, I'm curious if anybody watching us right now, and definitely you guys share this video, get the word out there to some of your friends, because this is the more input we have, obviously, the better. But this is something that I've watched my friends go through. I've gone through it. I mean, hundreds of women when I mentored and led women. This was a reoccurring thing of I'm on this hamster wheel. I am doing everything I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I've been told this is how I'm supposed to do it. But then I put my head down on my pillow at night and I don't think, good job. You did good today. I think, oh my gosh, I failed in this area. I failed in this area. I didn't do this good enough. It wasn't to the best of my ability. I didn't give the kids my 100% attention. I didn't, it's just like that hammering when you're laying in bed at night and then the next morning starts and you start it all over again. You set out to do certain things and you either choose not to do them. Cause you said something earlier about like, there's things that are missing that we're not doing. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, we're doing things to try to fulfill that identity. But I'm thinking also, maybe there's some things we're missing that need to be added into that kind of tweak, those things that we're doing every day. But I know for me, you get to the point where you're like, okay, I clearly have no idea what the heck I'm doing as a wife, as a mom, as a business owner, as a leader. You finally, a lot of us are super stubborn, so we don't want to give things up.
Me?
A lot of us.
Jamie, you're stubborn.
But, both Jamie and I are so stubborn. And a lot of times God will let us hold on to things that are destroying us.
Yeah. Yeah.
He will allow that to happen.
Yeah.
And that's where I was at, where it was just like, what am I missing? I've done this and I got there and it still wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
And I did this and I got there and then I lost it all.
Yeah.
But if you're built on these different identities, let's say there's like 3 main identities that you are wrapped around, and your kids, being a mom can be one of them.
Yeah.
I know for me, when I homeschooled my kids, and that part of my identity was taken away when I put them in public school. It was kind of like taking off that comfy blanket of comfort zone off, and like feeling a little exposed, feeling a little bit like, what do I do now? Who am I? Where's my identity? Where's my pride? Because it was all in that.
Right.
So building your identity on these, like, let's say 3 different things, and then it's a stool with 3 legs. One of them is gone and you're knocked down.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if anybody else has felt that way. Drop a 4 in the comments if you have felt like you've pursued some different things that, you know, you always hear pursue your purpose, but somehow something has gotten weaving into your makeup, into your identity, that you have a sneaking suspicion is not supposed to be there.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of like belly flop, you know, like when you're first learning to dive and you're like, all right, I got this, you're up and you've got all the form and like you're prepped, and then you like belly flop and it stings. It
takes you off guard.
Yeah. You like lose your breath and you're like coming out of the water, you know, a little like a wet rat, not like a, you know, synchronized swimmer, Grace, you know? And I feel like for me, it was God was allowing those belly flops and stings for me, and still does as a reminder. Sometimes he reminds me of the sting that I felt like, oh yeah, that really stung, you know?
Right.
Because he has this diving board. He has this diving board that launches us into where he has us. And that diving board, those things that I was completely ignoring, you know, completely kind of just putting them down on the priority scale, completely not tying them into the dive, right? I wasn't even recognizing its power and its purpose, the diving board.
Right.
Yeah, that diving board was built through my shipwrecks and belly flops.
Right.
You know? Oh man. So we've got some 4s. There's people that relate to that for sure. You got some belly flop stings.
Yeah. Well, and we've always said in She's Velvet Steel that we're going to be transparent and vulnerable and, you know, real with you guys. And I think, I mean, I'll be honest, trying to keep those identities up and strong, you know, keep this one up. Oh, that one's falling. Keep that one up. Oh, that one's falling. Okay. Keep them all up. You know, a lot of times it's that I don't want anybody to know that I'm about to drop this other one. I don't want anybody to know that this is a mess over here. As long as it all keeps, you know, as long as I can just kind of keep it up and survive, and not really let anybody in to what's really going on when the lights go out. And like I said, whenever I talk about head hitting the pillow a lot, because that's when my brain just, and I think that's where I wish somebody would have come in and said, stop trying so hard.
Right.
It doesn't have to be this hard.
Right.
And I think that's where you and our friendship came in of like, yeah, it doesn't have to be this hard. How can we help other women let go of that, you know, that bondage of performance and that stubbornness of not letting go of things that are completely destructive in our life and our marriage and our parenting.
Yeah. Well, I definitely feel like that's where our heart comes from. It comes out of that place, but that's part of our diving board, right? I mean, the pain and the sting of our belly flops created for this platform, this diving board for us to launch off of. And that's the beauty of surrender when we're trusting Jesus, you know? Doesn't mean I at first I thought, here, we'll be really honest.
Okay, let's be honest.
I know that there's a lot of people that stand in awe of God and his holiness, and I certainly do, but I need a little like slap sometimes to go, what are you thinking? But I would have arguments. I'm like, you made me this way. You made me the planner. You made me ambitious. You made me like goal setting. You made me this way. So it's your fault that I've been pursuing these things too hard. It's your fault that I'm such performance based, you know?
Right.
I was so irritated that he made me that way. Right. I'm like, if you just wanted me to be like, hang back and, you know, just take it as it comes and be happy with whatever. And, you know, be at home and be good with laundry. I mean, then you shouldn't have made me this way. So, I struggled with that. And I think the tension between that part of me, and not everybody has that exact thing in me, but I think we all have this innate part though, that God, he put that into the deepest places of us. And sometimes we hide it and we cover it over and we push it away because of insecurity. But sometimes we misunderstand it and we try and take a hold of it and take it by its reins. And so I think that the beauty of the surrender is that's where then the purpose and the pursuit really starts, you know. That is the beauty of surrender. That's where doors start to open, you know. And I mentioned in the beginning that God elevates, or maybe that was just when you and I were talking, but God elevates the heart and he doesn't elevate talent. And I think that we so many times think backwards. I need to earn my ability to move to this place where I feel called to be this. And so I've got to work myself up and build favor to get there, you know?
Right.
I love John Gray. I don't know if I know if you go to Fresh Life, then you have heard from him. He's such a fun speaker to listen to. But one of his quotes was, "God seeds destiny in moments of brokenness." So in those belly flops, that's when God's like, "All right, now we're going to the next chapter," you know?
Right. Well, definitely we both have discovered what's interesting is as Jamie and I's friendship grew, we both had discovered things that were like, yep, that's exactly what was missing. Yep, that's exactly, once I inserted this, it really eliminated a lot of these roadblocks. And it wasn't a focus on eliminating things. It was just a focus on the right things. And naturally, those other things kind of went to the wayside. So super exciting. This conversation is going to continue next week. But really, we've got, I don't know, are we telling them about what we have coming?
Well, yeah, because we need to invite them. We need to invite them to a little party.
We have something really exciting. I don't know how much to say and how much not to say. I'm afraid I'm going to give too much away.
Nah, say it. Say it. Spill the beans. I've got enough in my life right now that's a surprise. I don't want any more surprises. Like
no more surprises. Okay, who likes surprises? Who likes surprises?
Okay, if I know nothing about it, like absolutely nothing, I'm completely oblivious, then surprises rock. You know, like if Eric comes home with a complete like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Yeah. But you can't hint at anything. I can't have a clue. You can't like go, oh, I have something for you. Don't do that. Right. I don't like that. You know, don't say, I really need to talk to you this afternoon about something exciting. Don't do that. Right. Just call me in the afternoon. Like, don't prep me for your surprise. Like, I hate that.
Yeah, I've honestly never been able to be surprised because
you find out.
Because I'm just, I'm so, what's the word? Accusatory and investigative. So I honestly have never been able to be really surprised. I should not put that out there. Don't try, because it might make me mad. But I'm not big on surprises. I like the unknown. So on that note, we have something super exciting, and all these frustrations and these roadblocks that Jamie and I have felt, we're like, this is kind of our duty. We have to make sure that you guys have the same opportunity, the most simple things to be able to add into your routine to eliminate this stuff, and not just eliminate it, but now, because we did a 6-day program before, which really was eliminating some roadblocks. And now we want to take it a step further with these 4 foundational principles that really free you up to not have that hamster wheel feeling, to not have that whack-a-mole feeling, to be able to be free to be the mom that you were called to be and be the best dang business owner that you were called to be. You can do both. It doesn't have to be this tension constantly. So we're super excited to bring She's Free to you guys. So, but I don't think we're going to go over too much of it today, are we?
No, I think that that's good. So yes, She's Free. First She's Velvet Steel program. Really excited to introduce you to a team of girls that are going to be with us and helping to facilitate the program. Incredible women that you'll want to be around more. So excited to introduce them over the next 2 weeks. But one thing you've got to mark your calendars for, and you can thank me later for giving you a heads up now, a week from tonight. A week from tonight. So October 17th. Write it down at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that's 6 Pacific, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. And then that's as far as I go with time zones. Put it in for 1 hour. You show up to our launch party, and we are giving away some really fun She's Velvet Steel and She's Free swag. So yes, launch party next Tuesday night. And you'll get reminders in this page. Make sure though, if you are not seeing all of She's Velvet Steel posts, you're going to want to go to the page after this video and go up to the notifications, click that you see them first, so that you see all the She's Velvet Steel posts. Because reality is that unless we interact a lot, it's not, you're going to see them every once in a while, or the most popular posts. So then you're going to miss it.
Right.
So don't miss it. Change your notifications, put it in your calendar, and we are having a party.
And we try to over communicate with you guys because we know you guys are super busy. We know that we actually don't want you hanging out on Facebook 24 hours a day. So we also have email communication. So if you're not getting any of our email communication, please let us know. Drop a comment below. You don't put your email address for everyone to see, but just let us know that you're not getting them, and we'll make sure that we private message you and get your email, and get you on that list so that you can get that weekly email, because that's another form of communication that we're going to be giving specials. We're going to be giving swag away. It's exciting.
It is. It'll be fun.
All right.
Time is here. June 1st was when we first started She's Velvet Steel, and look at, here we are.
Yep. First program, and you guys get to be a part of it. And like Jamie said, the group of women that we have, I cannot wait for you to meet each one of them and hear their stories, because they're really She's Velvet Steel. Like they are bold in their lives, but yet they're also amazingly gracious, and they just kind of are seeking that same balance that you have. And we're in this journey together. So I'm excited to start it.
Awesome.
All right, you guys. Happy Monday, and we will see you on the page.
Yeah, sounds good.
Bye,
Jen and friends.